Hello, good evening, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to this special episode of Wednesday night movie car Mania. And the reason I say it's a special episode is because we're going to be looking at some vintage Matchbox, obviously one of them being from James Bond and the other one is just a variation of the car. But anyway, with that, we'll get straight into it. So obviously, as I said in a previous video, I said that the guy I've been buying Matchbox off has been poorly with, obviously, he's got cancer and he's been having treatment. He had to shut the shop, excuse me, for a little bit, but he's open. Funnily enough, I have been in there and I managed to get the cars that I put aside, and I've bought a few more for next week's episode. So I thought the cars that I put aside, funnily enough, I would show them on this week's Wednesday night movie car Mania, because being the fact that one of them is obviously a movie car and it's a vintage movie car at that, and also I picked up a another variation of it which is not a movie car. But anyway, so good news that the shop is back open again, and good news I've got cars for tonight and for next Monday's Vintage Matchbox episodes. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. So the car we're looking at tonight is this awesome Rolls-Royce Silvercloud 2, and it is from the James Bond A View to a Kill. So pretty cool, and it is for a 1985 copyright. But I do like these Rolls-Royce. I'm not a particular big fan of Rolls-Royces themselves particularly, but I do like them in toy car form. And I've got quite a nice collection of Rolls-Royces. I'm not going to show them all tonight. I've got about 5 or 6 from different variations and different years, should I say. But and this is why I want these to go to my Rolls-Royce collection. But like I said, I ain't going to show them all tonight because obviously this is mainly about movie cars. But I am going to show a different variation of this. But that is why I got them. But also the fact that it's obviously from the movies. But anyway, so as far as I'm aware of, this particular car, James Bond or 007 was driven around by Sir Godfrey Tibbett in the film. He actually drove James Bond round in this. But I can't remember particularly too much about the film, as I've not seen it in quite a few years. And as you can see from the box, it looks like it's Roger Moore who was playing James Bond at that time. But anyway, let's get it open and take a closer look. It looks like it's been glued shut at some point. But there it is in all its silverness with a grey interior. And there you go, Rolls-Royce Silvercloud 1985, copyright made in England, Matchbox. But obviously this would have been after it changed over, so I don't know why it's saying, oh yes, it says on the back of the box Matchbox International Limited. But it is in really nice condition. As you can see, it's never been out of the box. It's got no dust on it. The windows are still clear, which is great. And it is a cool piece. And like I said, it is going to go great with my other Rolls-Royces in the collection. So very cool. So it doesn't roll particularly well. These super fast wheels, they weren't really super fast anymore. They just used to say that. But it is a cool piece. And the variation is this one. So I got this as well. And this is in like an ivory white colour. And I have seen these before, but they've always been battered. But again, exactly the same car. One little flea bite there. But these, like I said, I know where these have come from. I don't know the guy personally, but I know, because I know the shopkeeper well, and he told me where he got the whole collection from the same place. So these have never been played with. They spent most of their life in the loft, and they were opened and then a lot of them are put back in their boxes, and some of them weren't opened. But the quality of the Matchbox at this particular time wasn't the best. But again, got an ivory white variation, which is pretty cool. And I like it because I'm not really a variation collector, but I've ended up going down the rabbit hole a little bit when it comes to the vintage stuff, as it's what I'm into. But two very cool castings. And if we look again, 85 copyright. But a little bit of boring trivia on these cars. So the first time that Matchbox did these, it was the Matchbox number 44A Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. It had the grey plastic wheel variation. So that's before it changed to the sort of standard black plain wheel that we all know. So a bit like the wheels were like that on the later cars, but the earlier versions of the Silver Cloud did have the grey plastic wheels. It first came out in 1958 and was made until 1963. So it would have probably, I don't know if it ever seen super fast wheels. I'm not sure. That's one thing. I didn't really do much research on this, if I'm completely honest. I just going off of what I know about the first one. But like I said, the first one came out in 58 and was made to 63. And then I know the MB31 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 2, which is what these are. They first came out in 81. So these would have been a Lesney design, and obviously it carried on over into the Universal toy, which is what these are. Like I said, the reason it's saying 85 copyright and it's saying match, but it's not actually, these aren't made in England anymore. These were just originally, these were designed when Lesney had them. But anyway, that's enough of the boring stuff. But not a particularly long episode this evening, but I just thought these were two particularly cool cars. And if you're a James Bond fan, especially of the older James Bond, you may remember this. If you're a James Bond fan in general, you may remember this. I'm not the biggest James Bond fan in the world, if I'm completely honest. I don't mind the older films, funnily enough. I'm not such a big fan of the newer stuff. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more Wednesday night movie car mania, vintage Matchbox Mondays episodes, Friday night customs and other videos. And with that, I'll see you all very soon. Take care.